Hey, Owen. I just finished with all the paperwork at the nursing home. Your mom has been safely admitted without trouble. She said she likes her room.
Okay. You must be glad she's not your responsibility anymore. You can live without burden.
Why do you say things like that?
It's true, though. Without her at home, you'll have nothing to do. Now you get to be a bored, full-time housewife.
There are a lot of things I have to do around the house as a housemaker. Besides, I will be visiting her every week.
Well, obviously. Still, it's so much better than taking care of her at home 24/7.
You're right. But I don't make it sound like you did anything for her. I took care of her, not you.
Excuse me? You live off what I make it work. I have the right to say whatever I want.
You may. But I don't think you understand anything about taking care of an elderly at home. The past 5 years have been really hard for me.
Yeah, right. I don't think you understand how hard it is to work for your family day and night. Don't be so full of yourself just because you took care of my mom.
I'm not being full of myself.
Yes, you are. It means you think you're better if you talk back to me. But you don't get to do that. Not when you don't even make a penny.
If it were a job to take care of your mom, I would have made a lot by now.
Give me a break, woman. You know nothing about making money or caregiving. See, this is why I hate talking to housewives. None of you have a sense of professionalism.
I will gladly work again. Think about it. Your mom is in a nursing home now. The kids are in college. If you think I'll be bored, then I will find a job.
You? Work? This is hilarious. How long has it been since you last had a job? Why on earth do you think you'll be of any use for any kind of job?
You don't know that. It's true I haven't worked in a while, but it doesn't mean I have never worked. Surely there is something out there I can do.
Don't embarrass yourself. You think you can do these things, but you can't. And no one would hire an old woman like you.
I think I would be able to find something at nursing homes. Perhaps as a housekeeper in the facility, or even a caregiver. I do have hands-on experience with your mother.
You're not even trained. Anyone can take care of their family in their own home. And I think you are forgetting that you have to do your own housekeeping. Will you do all the chores perfectly? Without any compromise?
I think I can if I only work part-time. I have taken care of your mom while I do all the housework, so I don't think it's impossible.
Well, it is impossible. Once you start working, you'll end up doing overtime because of this and that and blah, 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 blah. I can easily imagine you slacking on chores. Wait a minute. Are you saying you want to get a job because you don't want to do housework?
What? No, Owen.
I'm probably right. Or you just want cash now that you have time to play around.
You really don't trust me, do you? I'm only suggesting to work because you keep saying I live off of what you make. If you don't like paying everything for me, then I'm saying I am happy to provide for myself.
Nothing good comes out of women with money. You know, just keep your mouth shut and do as I say. You won't find any job anyway. No one will want you.
Sure, whatever.
It's best for a woman to stand behind her husband and do as he says. Try not to piss me off, especially now that you're old and worthless. Erica, where the hell is my lunch?
It's in the fridge. Do you not see it?
Making me warm my own food?
Yes? I hope you don't mind me to do that for you.
Why the hell do I have to do a chore on a day off? It's your damn job to have food ready so that I can eat it as soon as I want it!
I told you I was seeing your mother today. I specifically told you that you'll be eating on your own if you're not visiting her with me. How am I supposed to warm your food while being at her nursing home, huh?
I'll not eat such cold food!
That's what microwaves are for. Do you not know how to use it?
I should be your priority, not my mother! Why the hell did you not prepare my food before you went off to see her?
The food that is in front of you right now, see it? I made that for you before I left. I put it in the fridge so that it stays fresh. Now, all you need to do is put it in the microwave and warm it up for a couple of minutes. You know, if you can't even do that, you are going to have a lot of trouble in the future.
Why the hell would I have any trouble?
You don't know if I'll be around forever. Anything could happen to me. What are you going to do then? You should stop being dependent on me.
What, dependent on you? Who the hell makes money to put food on your table?
You do.
If you know that, why can't you listen to what I say? How many times do I have to tell you? You always forget anything I say in seconds. You're dumber than a chicken.
It's not that I don't understand that you pay for me. I am just worried for you. You don't know what life has in store for you.
Sure I do. I have nothing to worry about as long as you do as I say. And that includes you not getting sick while I'm alive. You will manage your health so that you can take care of me and do your role.
Owen, you know I can't control everything. I could end up with a terminal illness or get hit by a car tomorrow. Stop acting like a child.
You're the one disobeying me like a child. Why won't you listen to me? Just come home now!
What? Even if I leave now, it will take me an hour to get home.
I said come home!
You would rather wait an hour than use their microwave for a couple of minutes? The food is right in front of you.
You need to do your job.
Owen, seriously?
I have never been more serious. I'm telling you that you need to complete the task you are required of.
I can't come home just yet. I have a meeting about your mother with the caregivers in the afternoon. You will have to warm your food by yourself.
You still want to argue with me?
I really prefer not to.
What is wrong with you? You can't have an attitude with me. I'll kick you out of the house. In fact, I don't have a problem if you don't come home at all.
I'm sorry, but no matter what you say, I can't come home at the moment. I have my obligations to your mother and caregivers too. I will not spare it to warm your food. If you don't want to warm it yourself, then you will have to wait for me to come home after the meeting.
I said, come home now! I'm serious! You've pissed me off badly, Erica! If you don't come home now, your life is over. Are you there? Hello? Reply to me, bitch! Erica, how long are you going to refuse to do your job? You need to do the chores.
I have not refused. You don't see it, but I've actually done some housework so that the house doesn't become dump.
Some housework? Give me a break! Cleaning is not the only work you need to do. You don't wake me in the morning, don't even say hello. You make me eat on my own. What kind of a wife are you?
You can wake yourself up in the morning. You're not in elementary school. Besides, the food you eat on your own is still prepared by me. And I don't say hello to you because you have been ignoring me. Was I supposed to say hello anyway if you ignore me? Why should I try to be nice when you're not?
You don't understand what it means to be a wife.
I do though, and from what I understand, being a wife is different from being a mother. You are an adult for crying out loud. You are an old man. It's quite embarrassing for a bloke like you to fully depend on a woman to get by.
Hey! Watch yourself. You get to live a decent life because I earn money. If you continue on with that attitude, I'll kick you out. I can disown you anytime. I have the authority to do that. You should try not to piss me off more than you already have.
I really don't care if you decide to disown me. But you should know that I'm not the one leaving this house. You are.
What, have you gotten mad? This is my house. No one is being kicked out but you.
Too bad, Owen. You see, this house is actually mine now. Your mom transferred the ownership of this house to me.
My mom did what?
Yep, you read right.
Why on earth would you do something like that?
Probably because you never did anything for her. You dumped everything on me, and she knew that. I should note that both of us also know that you were having an affair with another woman while I was busy taking care of your mom. She left you though, didn't she? But I'll be taking legal actions for putting me under distress.
What are you talking about? You don't have any proof.
Don't underestimate me, Owen. Of course I do. You acted like you owned me or something. Treated me like a slave all along. Your mom knew it and had a lot of sympathy for me. You should be ashamed that you made your elderly mother apologize for your behavior. It was her idea to join a nursing home because she didn't want me to live like this any longer. And when she did, she had all documents prepared so that she could transfer the ownership of this house. I now have the legal right to ask you to move out. So, like I said, you're the one getting kicked out. You better start packing the moment you get back from work.
Why am I hearing this now? Why didn't you tell me? You can't just suddenly make me move out!
You were telling me to get out a few minutes ago, though. You're telling me that you can, but not me? Well, you should try to understand that the wheels have turned. You can't act like a child and refuse to be treated the way you were treating others.
My mom would not choose you over me! You two didn't even get along when we began to live in the same house.
But I still treated her with respect and took care of her. It didn't take long for her to realize I wasn't a bad person. Or that her own son, on the other hand, was.
Wait, you need to give me a minute. I'm not following any of this.
It doesn't matter if you do. Even if you don't understand, it won't change a thing. You are leaving this house immediately. By the way, I don't think I need to mention this, but we are obviously getting a divorce. My lawyer will be contacting you with the details.
Erica, let's not be emotional. We should sit down and talk this through.
What? But you were ready to kick me out. What is there to talk about?
About our future, of course. Even if you own the house, how are you gonna make a living? It'll be too difficult for you to find a job.
Everything will be fine, because I got myself a full-time job.
Huh?
I never told you, but I started a part-time job a little while ago at a nursing home as a caregiver. They were impressed with the knowledge I had and offered me a full-time position. I told them you were about to kick me out, and they have been nothing but supportive.
They must be desperate to hire someone like you.
Caregivers are needed everywhere, you know? So my hands-on experience and qualification made me a great candidate for a lot of jobs in the market.
Wait, what? You don't have any kind of qualifications?
I do. I completed all the requirements while I was taking care of your mom. She really helped me with it, you know? So now you know. I have absolutely no problem if we get a divorce. In fact, I strongly prefer it now, so that is the direction we'll be heading. Pack your things tonight and go. You no longer belong in this house. Hi, Owen. I packed your stuff and they can be picked up anytime. As usual, I did everything for you. Now all you have to do is take them with you, and I really hope that will be soon.
Erica, please wait! We haven't finished talking!
But it's been a couple of days since our last conversation. I patiently waited, but you still haven't packed your stuff. I said you're getting kicked out, so get moving.
I don't want to go!
Sorry, I wasn't asking about your feelings. Aren't you embarrassed you still need me to do everything for you? I can't believe I had to pack your stuff after telling you everything.
I wasn't planning on packing anything!
Why not? Do you mean I could just throw everything away?
No, of course not! I mean, I don't want to get a divorce!
Oh. Well, sorry you changed your mind, but it doesn't matter to me. I wish to get a divorce very strongly. I hope we could settle things between ourselves, but it looks like we need our lawyers too, after all. I will inform him that you will reach him.
I said wait! You can't just ignore me and decide on everything! Just hold on a second, will ya?
I can't, Owen. I must go on with my life. And I have already given you a couple of days. I can't give you any more time. I want to clear the house before I officially start as full-time next month.
What do you mean you want to clear the house?
I'm selling it. I have to clean it while I have the time.
You're selling my house? Are you mad? You can't sell what my mother just gave you!
First of all, it's not your house, it's mine. And second, she knows about it. In fact, she recommended I sell the house when she transferred the ownership.
I tried to reach her to clarify things, but the staff won't let me in! They won't even transfer my phone calls.
Because she told me not to. She doesn't like how you yell when you get excited and worries you would scare everyone. It's not healthy, especially for the elderly folks. And for your information, she's not interested in seeing you either.
This is absurd! Her selling the house I grew up in! where I made lots of great memories with my family, and you were ambushing me to a divorce. What have I worked for all these years?
Don't pretend like you ever worked for your family. You barely handed me enough to put food on the table. Yet, you would always complain how boring my cooking was, and you were such a cheapskate about what the kids could buy. Even if they needed something for school, you would complain that they were being greedy. Do you know I used to pay from the money I saved before marrying you? And then I had to ask my parents sometimes if they would pitch in.
I've always worked for my family.
Is that so? Well, I'm sorry, but it never seemed like it. And it's kind of hard to believe since you had that girlfriend of yours. It's not really convincing now, is it? To say you worked for your family while you betrayed them. Besides, you treated me horribly. You thought I was a slave or something, didn't you?
Of course not!
Well, then how could you have mistreated me for years? I am human too. If you say or do nasty things to me, I get hurt. The reason why I'm divorcing you is because I can't let you hurt me anymore. I refuse to be your punching bag.
Erica, I'm sorry!
It's way too late for an apology. How could I accept it, huh?
I don't want our marriage to be over. These past couple of days, I've been reflecting on what I've done to you. And how I've been dependent on you. Please give me a chance to make it all up to you. I will make sure I learn how to handle things on my own.
You see, I have given you many chances, but instead of listening, you explode every time, telling me that I was being disobedient. You never changed in the past, so I firmly believe you won't be able to change one bit in the future. That is why we are getting a divorce.
I'm sorry. I deeply regret what I have done. I'm begging you not to abandon me, please! I can't live without you, Erica!
How pathetic. I thought I was old and worthless to you. That I only needed to obey you.
I wasn't being serious, I swear!
Even if you didn't mean it, it still hurt me. You hurt me countless times. You can't take it back now. An apology is way overdue and will not be accepted.
Erica, don't leave me! You can live however you please from now on. You have my full support. Please don't say you're divorcing me. Please, take me back!
No. You did this to yourself, Owen. I can live on my own. You should learn how to as well. Maybe start by learning how to use the microwave. Owen had a hard time accepting reality, and our conversation didn't move forward for weeks. I had finally had enough and left everything in the hands of my lawyer after a while. Thanks to them, our divorce was filed 6 months later. Foreseeing a divorce in the future, I had been collecting proof of his infidelity and abuse for several years. The collection was more than enough to confirm my grounds. It helped me win a significant amount of consolation money, as well as divisions of assets. I was very pleased with the outcome, that he finally got what he deserved. He refused to leave the house for a while, so I ended up calling the police to remove him. I sent his belongings to a storage to clear the house, and shortly after, the property was successfully sold. The last time I saw him in court, he was wearing a tired, wrinkled shirt that made him look very miserable. I heard rumors that he found himself a small condo, but because he doesn't know how to do any housework, his home is literally full of trash. I bet he still doesn't know how to wash or iron clothes, or take out the trash. Owen should know by now how much I have done for him all those years, and regret that he ever mistreated me. After our divorce, I invited my children for a celebration. My kids always knew what a horrible husband he was to me, and supported me throughout the divorce. It looks like he has contacted them multiple times for help, but knowing he would manipulate them, the kids have chosen to ignore him. As for me, I have gotten used to my full-time job as a caregiver. It has been a very long time since I've last had a job, but thankfully, I have been able to enjoy it. I am grateful for my mother-in-law for pushing me forward, and for my coworkers for giving me the opportunity to start a new life.
Hey, you! Ronald! I've just got one thing to say to you. You're fired.
Huh? What's happening? Oh, good morning, Mr. Potter, sir. What's with this all of a sudden? I don't understand what's going on, sir.
There was a huge mistake done in the Woods Company project, and it's your fault. I've already checked this out with the department manager, Mr. Gray, and something needs to be done about it. I'm taking care of the matter, as you're the one who's responsible for this mess. From today, you're not to come into the office. You've been officially fired.
Why are you firing me for? What did I do? Okay, but even though you've said that a couple of times already, I don't quite understand why this is happening. Can I explain what happened so that I can understand your decision as to why you're doing this?
I don't want to hear any of your excuses, Ronald. I'll send all the stuff that you've left on your desk later in the day. There's no need for you to pick it up. You're not to come here again.
Please don't do anything to the personal belongings on my desk. Not until I know what's going on.
Oh, so you want to play hardball, huh? You know I can play that game too. Let's just throw all your things into the garbage, shall we? Don't even think about coming by this office ever again. You've been forbidden to enter the building. Nobody wants to see your face around here again.
But sir, I don't understand why this decision has been made. But fine, I won't step a foot in the office again. I'll do as you say, sir. Hey, Melissa, look, something bad has happened and I really need to talk to you about it. Have you got some time right now to talk? I could really use your advice right now.
Ronald, are you okay? What's going on? Did something happen?
Yeah, it's not good. I've got no idea what I did. I just got a message from Mr. Potter. It was during the day and I was minding my own business and then this. He told me that the company just suddenly decided to fire me, so he told me he was dealing with my firing.
Excuse me? What the heck? Are you saying you just got fired? Why are you even being fired in the first place? Like why now? At this time of day?
Well, if I say it how it exactly happened, it went like this. I got a message from Mr. Potter, my manager. He said that there was a mistake in the Woods Company project. He then said that he had just checked it over with Mr. Gray and that it fell on my shoulders and that it was all my fault and that I'm not to come back to the office. That's the conversation I had with Mr. Potter. I have absolutely no idea what's going on.
Okay now, just hang on a second. But isn't Mr. Gray the one who makes all these decisions, not Mr. Potter? I don't understand why Mr. Gray isn't the one talking to you about what happened.
I'm curious about that too. That's why I wanted to message you about it to see what you thought. Unless if he wanted Mr. Potter to deal with this situation, it really should be Mr. Gray who reported to me about it, not a person below him. I don't get it. I guess he's your father and all, so I thought he would deal with it.
I have no idea, Ronald. No matter what way you think about it, he can't just possibly fire you without probable cause. Or at least explain himself.
I was actually planning to call Mr. Gray to talk about it to him directly. But he seemed to have turned off his phone, so the call isn't going through.
Apparently, last night he slept a lot for the first time in a long time because he said he'd turn off his phone. Well, surely he's awake right now, but I wonder if his phone is still turned off and he's forgotten to turn it back on.
Oh, is that what you think has happened? You might be onto something there.
Yeah, just hang on a minute there, Ronald. I'll listen to what he has to say on the matter. Just give me a few minutes and I'll come back.
I'm sorry about all of this, Melissa, but thank you for your help so far. I really appreciate it.
Hey, Ronald, I am sorry to have kept you waiting. I hope I wasn't away for long.
You're fine. It's only been about 10 minutes. So were you able to get anything out of him? What happened?
So, he told me that he has no recollection of any interaction with Mr. Potter regarding the Woods Company project. He said that he wouldn't let anyone do something like that while he's in his current position. It's something he wouldn't do in the first place. He would have come to you if there were any issues.
Is that right? That makes sense. I just don't understand what Mr. Potter's doing by messaging me that I'm fired.
Yeah, so that's what my father has to say about that. He seems very confused by the situation as well. Ronald, are you able to come by the house right now?
Right now? What for? What else have I done wrong?
Nothing, but I think maybe it's to discuss what's going on with Mr. Potter. I don't think it's something my father wants to talk about over a message. He said that if we could, we should discuss things face to face and talk over dinner. Also, he said the president of the company will be attending as well.
I'm sorry, what? Even the president of the company? This has got to be something really bad, right? If he's gotten involved. But would it be okay for my sudden interruption, though? I don't want to disturb if they're discussing important work-related matters.
Don't worry about that. But if you're worried about the food situation, it's okay, as I was originally planning on having food delivered today. So feel free to come over if you'd like. I'll see you later, okay? But it sounds like my father wants to eat and have a drink with his future son, Ronald. So you can chill and talk to my father. I'm sure he'll listen to you.
Oh, really? I can't actually believe that. But yes, I'll see you in a bit for dinner. It'll be nice to have a drink with your father. If that's what you want me to do, I'll come over and bother your family.
Of course. We want you to be here. Take care getting over here. I'll see you soon.
Hey, Ronald, I need your attention right now. Where are tomorrow's meeting materials that were supposed to be on your desk? I swear they were put down here. Without the materials, the meeting can't go ahead. This is urgent. Hurry up and tell me where they are. Just because you don't work here anymore doesn't mean you can just ignore my messages.
Hey, Melissa. I wanted to thank you so much for your advice and support yesterday. I really appreciate it. I'm really glad I was able to talk to your father and the president of the company.
No, thank you for coming over and talking with him. They very much enjoyed your company.
Even so, thank you for inviting me. I never expected something like this to happen behind all the office crap that goes on.
Right, yeah. I'm quite surprised by how they interact as well. It's much more chill than an office building.
Yeah, they're very concerned about the situation, though. If that's the case, I'll wait and see about what Mr. Potter does. I'll try not to react to anything he's doing until the situation changes. For the meantime, none of it matters to me right now.
Exactly! That's a good way to put it. You don't need to worry about what Mr. Potter does until the situation unfolds.
Yeah, I know it's a little early, but I'm going to take a shower and go to bed. This whole thing has been quite exhausting. Tell your father I said hello, and thank you for talking things out with me the other night.
Fair enough. I would too in your situation. Of course I'll tell him you said that. Good night. I hope you have a good night's sleep.
Thank you, Melissa. Sweet dreams to you.
Okay. Ronald, I'm sick of not getting a reply out of you. The materials that I asked for yesterday weren't completed. Now I've got to go to the Woods Company and tell them how sorry we are that everything has fallen behind. It's all your fault, Ronald. What are you thinking messing around like this? Ronald, answer me, man. What does it mean that you've been absent without as much as a peep out of you since yesterday, huh? You're gonna be in some deep trouble if you're not careful.
Day 3.
Ronald, this is the third time I'm contacting you and you've not answered me. Aren't you coming in today? You can't just be absent without letting anyone know about it, right? That's what I'm gonna ask. The proposal I told you to make for Jones Company. What's going on with that? I can't get into your work laptop because I haven't got a clue what the password is. So what is it? Seriously, man. What are you planning on doing about all of this?
Hey, Ronald. How have you been since all the crap went down about your work? Have there been any more developments on that? Has Mr. Potter gotten back to you with anything? What has he been saying?
Hi. Oh, yes, he's been saying quite a bit. He's been sending so many messages every day over the past few days. And that same person just turned around and said that I'm absent without getting permission. I don't understand. He's the one that said I'm fired the other day.
Come to think of it, he said Mr. Potter sent a message saying that to you the other day. I might as well tell you. Mr. Potter has a really bad drinking habit.
Huh? What are you talking about? Are you saying he's an alcoholic?
Well, you know how if you drink too much alcohol, your memory starts to get worse over time, right?
Yes, I guess I've been told that before. A colleague who's accompanied me on a night out once said something like that can happen. It was a Saturday that I received his message about getting fired, so I thought he might have been working on his day off or something. He got all worked up about the Woods Company project I was working on and how I made some sort of mistake. Then he told me I was fired. But he must have still been drunk. And now he can't remember that he actually said that and thinks I'm not showing up for work. Oh my god, it's all falling into place now.
Yeah, my father has had it with Mr. Potter in that he can't handle his nonsense.
I guess if I were to look back through my message history, I can see when he was drunk or not. Maybe it's just something I didn't notice?
I suppose so. Even though he's in the same generation as my father, he still remains only a manager. You'd think he'd be in a higher job position by now.
Really? I suppose his drinking problem's holding him back and creating so many problems.
Ronald, this is getting beyond a joke. Reply to your messages, man. What's the password for your work laptop? The department manager just asked me for the progress on another company's proposal. And it's stuck on your laptop. Hurry up and tell me the password. This is urgent. I'm sick of you no replying. Get to work on time and get on with the projects. Stop being so irresponsible. Hey, you! Ronald! Stop ignoring your supervisor. There's another company that's needing their proposal looked over. What the heck do you think you're doing by not replying and not showing up to work? You're going to regret ignoring me. All the companies that work for us instructed you to do everything for them. Even though I'm the one who submitted it under my name instead of yours, this is going to go very bad if things continue like this. Ronald, answer me! What's wrong with you, boy? Hey, Ronald, for goodness sake, I'm here to tell you that the General Affairs Department are going to take away your work laptop tomorrow. All the documents I had to do for all these companies are also on your laptop. This is ridiculous. It's like talking to a wall. Oh yes, isn't there also data on there that deals with the internal stuff at work? If I don't do something about it, it's going to be all my fault, even though it's all your work I'm trying to get. Hurry up and tell me the password. I'm begging you to tell me. Ronald, you've not replied to a single message for a whole week. Cut the crap and reply to me right now. I'm not going to stop sending you messages until you've replied to me. My performance rating will go down if you don't show up to work. I'll come over to your house and drag you here if I must do that so I don't lose my job.
Good morning, Mr. Potter. It's quite early to be messaging me now, isn't it?
Excuse me? What do you mean by that? It's a normal time for people to be awake. You're finally replying to me now, huh? What took you so long? Don't you realize how many days you've missed? Why aren't you showing up? You're making me so furious to the point that I'm gonna pop so many blood vessels. And our department manager as well.
Even so, all the companies you were mentioning, when you think about it, you were forcing me to do a lot of the work, weren't you?
What the heck are you talking about, boy? It's normal for the boss to assign the work to his workers, isn't it? That's how it works here. You weren't absent from work without anybody's permission, and you were slacking off. I was the one that had to finish the work for you, so I sent the proposals to the companies that were requesting them. You need to get to work right now. If you get to work in the next 30 minutes, then I won't fire you and I'll forgive you for not showing up. That's what Mr. Gray has been saying to me as well.
Oh, is that so, Mr. Potter? Don't you remember saying to me that I'm fired and that I don't need to come into the office anymore?
I never said that to you. Why would I say that to you? What are you talking about, man?
Maybe it's because you were so drunk at the time you were messaging that to me and you were just saying what your heart desired?
I haven't got a clue what you're on about. I don't remember that at all. What are you saying?
Well, it's too late to take it all back now. I would go back and check your chat history if I were you. That might jog your memory. Actually, you might want to go back even before that conversation was had. You do realize that Mr. Gray and I quit our jobs on the same day over 10 days ago, right?
Huh? What's that supposed to mean? You both quit your jobs? And you didn't say anything to me about it? Not just who you quit, but Mr. Gray as well? No way! That can't be true!
The general manager decided to start his own business, and he wanted us to join him in starting a new company. So we ended up quitting our jobs together. I assume you didn't notice that happening?
I thought he was just going on a business trip and then he'd be back soon to do his duties.
There was an announcement almost a month ago through the internal chats and through the department's morning meeting. After talking it through with Mr. Gray, he gave all my portfolios that I had for all the other companies we've worked for to another colleague. Honestly, it would be an unreasonable thing to say to someone to get back to work now when I chose to quit my job now. Wouldn't it, Mr. Potter? I wouldn't have been so bothered about it if I hadn't quit my job, but I have, and now I'm an outsider discussing confidential information with an ex-coworker of mine. That's not the best look, Mr. Potter.
But it's only because you never replied to me and it took you so long to do so. Why?
Yes, it did. I thought that you would notice eventually what's going on, but another employee had to make it more obvious to you. I couldn't bear to be so persistent, so I sent a reply like this to get back at you for the way you've been treating me.
This can't be happening right now. Are you serious? Okay. You need to tell me who each case was assigned to right now. I'm supposed to be the creator, so I'd be in big trouble if someone submitted documents without my permission or not checking them with me first.
Huh? I haven't got a clue what you're talking about, Mr. Potter. What do you mean? Isn't it no longer necessary for you to be the creator of those documents, Mr. Potter?
Huh? What do you mean by that? Why not? I don't get it. What's going on here?
Didn't anyone tell you that the company is filing for bankruptcy?
Are you kidding me? Bankruptcy? Is this a joke?
It's no joke, sir. I received a message from a former colleague saying that they had talked about it in this morning's meeting. I never thought something like this would happen to the company, so I thought the best idea was to quit before things got worse. I suppose you haven't got to work yet, so you don't know the details?
I'm on my way to work right now.
Oh, is that so? Well, I guess you didn't get over your habit of being late to work then?
Now, just rewind back a little bit. I don't get why the company's filing for bankruptcy. Does that mean that I'm unemployed from today onwards until I get another job?
Well, I guess so. If you're fine with that, I guess you've got no choice but to be employed now.
But what am I supposed to do now? I've been at this company for so long already. This has got to be the worst thing to happen to me. How am I supposed to get a job after all this happening?
I don't know. You've got to figure it out. I'm going to leave you to it. Please excuse me. After this, Mr. Potter apparently went home instead of going to work. Of course, it seems that an explanation of what happened was given in some form at a later date. There was talking about arranging a new job. Mr. Potter was so drunk that he didn't listen to everything. By the way, he's single, in his 50s, his parents have passed away, he has no siblings or family, so unfortunately not a lot going for him. He started drinking alcohol all day long thinking about what he should do with his life. One day, he was rushed to the hospital due to acute alcohol poisoning. But there was no one to take care of him, feed him, shelter him, so he didn't recover very well. The other day, he was released from the hospital and into a specialized facility. I do feel quite sorry for the guy, but I just wish he would have nothing to do with me ever again.